The Industrial Revolution, the beginnings of industrialization. The Industrial Revolution was a time where England started to revolutionize their machines, weapons, and things that they used for machinery. In 1700, landowners started purchasing lands and took over with them. Landowners discovered new ways to plant crops, such as advanced agricultural methods. Also, wealthy landowners forced smaller landowners to give up farming so they could move to cities, and that ultimately led to the Industrial Revolution. One agricultural method was made by Jethro Tull, who invented the seed drill in 1701. Another thing that was revolutionized was cattle, by Robert Backwell. He made sheep breed with other bigger sheep so they can produce better types of sheep so farmers could purchase them more. There were also other types of machines that were powered by new sources such as iron, water, coal, and fuel. Iron was starting to be used for machines, tools, and buildings. Rivers were starting to be used for transportation, and harbors were made for merchants to trade and come and go. Banking systems were made because of sea trade. Demand of goods grew because of the economy's prosperity, and Britain's political stability gave neighboring countries advantages. These factors of production were land, labor, capital, and wealth. Another topic from the Industrial Revolution was textiles industrializing first. The Industrial Revolution started the textile industry. The demand for clothing in Britain increased because of population growth from agricultural revolution. Cotton production rose in 1820 to 1860 from demand of English textile mills. John Kay invented the flying shuttle that increased weaving productivity, and James Hargreaves created the spinning jenny in 1764 to work threads faster. Richard Arkwright invented the water frame in 1769, used water to power spinning wheels. Samuel Crompton invented the spinning mule in 1779 to make finer, stronger, and more consistent thread. Edmund Cartwright invented power loom that made weaving faster in 1787. Machines were expensive. Only wealth set up factories near bodies of water to power factories because water was a new energy source. Cotton in England came from America South in the 1790s, and Eli Whitney invented a machine to speed up the cotton picking process and ultimately led to the invention of the cotton gin. Cotton production in America rose from 15 million pounds to 85 million pounds in 1810. And another topic was the improvements in transportation. The steam engine was invented because of the need for cheap power. James Watt figured out a way for the steam engine to be more efficient, and Robert Fulton ordered a steam engine and made a steamboat named the Clermont. It was very successful in its trip in 1807 and ended up taking people through the Hudson River. By the mid 1800s, 4,250 miles of water channels decreased the cost of transporting raw materials and goods. John McAdam equipped roadbeds with a layer of large stones for drainage. This also led wagons travel through bad weather. Private investors made companies to fund roads. People called these roads turnpikes because they had to stop at toll gates. English factories in the 1700s were powered by steam. Richard Tretherick won a won a $1,000 bet and created a steam-powered locomotive. British engineers later improved the locomotive, and George Stephenson worked on the world's first railroad, 27 miles from Yorkshire to Stockton. It opened in 1825 and used four of those locomotives. In 1829, a railroad line from Liverpool to Manchester were opened. Five engines were invented but didn't compare to Stephens and his son, and it opened in 1830. Four major effects came from this: industrial growth for cheap ways to transport materials, new jobs, and boosted agriculture and fishing in England, and traveling was way easier. That was the Industrial Revolution in England.